Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate, and in this episode we're gonna have another full-length episode where we're gonna go in with our newly built Blight Party and see how far we can get. I am also recording this episode in advance, so in case the new patch comes out before this episode, just know that this was recorded under the previous version 1.1.1. And also, if I, cough during the episode, it's because I'm still at the tail end of a really bad cold that I had. With those disclaimers out of the way, we've got to jump in. But before we jump in, we've got to do something about our party. Now, in the last episode, we learned that there are still some issues that we need to resolve with this party. Namely, when we run into creatures that we can't kill with Blight, it can be a bit of a problem. Now, we can shuffle around our creatures and try different combinations, but here's another thing we could try. We could try equipping some Nether Stones. Now, we've got 20 pages of Nether Stones. I guess the first, let's say 3.5 pages are just Nether Stones that don't have traits. So these ones, I'm just gonna have to destroy them at some point to get the piety out of them. But it's the ones with the traits that are important, because traits are how you really add interesting and useful things to your build. Stats are fine, especially health, but traits are useful. Okay, now this is interesting. To move is to grow. That'd be a fun thing to... Actually, no. I already know what Netherstone I'm gonna equip on my Lunatio. It's gotta... it's gotta be, I think, this one... It's gotta be this one. It's gotta be this Netherstone. This is a beauty of a Netherstone. Attacks deal more damage. So, attacking is good, and afflicts cursed, which is a debuff which increases our damage based on our other trait, where Blight deals more damage if depending on how many debuffs the enemies have. And then also, this one's important. This one is, this creature deals more damage for each sorcery creature you have greater than the enemy. And also, look at the stats. 26% health, 17% health, 26% health, 23% health. That's a lot of health. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna socket a Nether Stone into the Lunatio's thing. It was this one. Alright, first, Nether Stone equipped. Secondly, I am going to upgrade this one, give it another Nether slot, and then there's another Nether Stone that I was interested in. Excuse me. It was also on this page. It was no, not this one. Have I missed it? No. It was this one. Hopelessness. Enemies with snared take more damage. And, whatever. This one's not a useful trait. True magic on attack? What does that spell do? Whatever. That's an okay thing. So I'm gonna equip that one. here. And now we need to do a couple things with our mimics. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at their artifacts. They have empty trick slots. I'm gonna give them extra spell gems, which is via what exactly? Not a jagged rock. A pump drill? Pump drill. Yeah, I'm gonna give all of them pump drills to give them more spells. Because we're gonna be making full use of both of the things that we just added, which is first of all, we want to make sure enemies are always snared. That's gonna make sure that they don't do silly things by essentially we want to stop enemies from ever taking their turns, because we don't like it when enemies do things, right? That's a policy number one. Never let your enemy do stuff. I believe that's probably Sun Tzu from The Art of War probably said something like that. That the best way to win is just don't let your enemy do shit, right? That's seems to be like a pretty basic principle of combat. If your enemy can't do shit, then you know they can't win, right? I mean, unless you're so bad that you inflict defeat on yourself, you know, but that's a whole separate can of worms, right? We're assuming that we are competent. So we've got to fix our spell gems. We want to make sure all of the mimics have the same array of spells. So blank slate is going to be taken off. All of the mimics need they need, and the spells need to be cast in a very specific order. So Guardian Force on top. Entangling Roots second. Do you want them? I think we just want duration increased by 6. So let me disenchant the other one. No, that's the equipped one. Where's the other one? There's the other one. Because I think that's the more intelligent way to use this spell. Duration? Where's the duration? There we go. So let's look at our spell gems. Guardian Force, Entangling Roots. Actually, you know what? No. We'll do it a little bit differently. The third spell is going to be Entangling Roots. The second spell is, in fact, going to be, it's going to remain Fermented Hops. Because against normal enemies, we want Guardian Force just to get the defense, because we're farming defense for the achievement. Then if it's an easy battle, we want to just kill them with this spell. Then, if that hasn't killed them for some reason, it means we need a bit of extra oomph, and potentially we need our Lunatio to step in. Then we cast Snare to make sure that the enemies, first of all, don't take their turn. Second of all, take more damage. and then they you know, get wrecked. Right, fermented hops goes second. You need to also do it like this. And now we need more entangling roots. I think we're missing one. We're missing one entangling root. Alright. So first of all, let's craft a new spell gem. It's gonna be a couple minutes before we get into the realms, but I think it's important to get these upgrades done. Yeah, let's upgrade. Yeah, let's upgrade this one. Enchant it to give it a sorcery transform. Give it a generous and improved duration. And finally, spell gems for you, number 3, entangling roots. And we can add extra spells as and when we need them. For instance, there's another Nether Stone that I had that we could potentially use. It was trying to see if I can like eyeball it, because I'm pretty sure I had a Nether Stone. I should have locked the Nether Stones to make them easier to spot. It might be on the previous page. No, it is this one. Enemies take more damage while frozen. We could add this on another creature, and then if we go to our spells, sorry, not our bestiary, our codex, and we search for frozen. There should be a spell that freezes all of the enemies. Enemies that are frozen? There's gotta be a spell in the game that... You know what, let me quickly go to the Siralim unofficial codex. It might be a spell that we haven't bought yet. I think Firefox is updating because it's doing that weird. It does this weird pattern of like it closes itself. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Some of my I think Adblock updated or something. Or one of the plugins I was using. Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm going to see, spells, because there's gonna be a spell that freezes all of the enemies, right? Let me just see. Enemies that are no... Is there no? There's no spell that freezes all the enemies. Each enemy has a 50% chance to be frozen. Each enemy has a 50% chance. There truly is no enemy... no spell that guaranteed freezes all the enemies. I think there is a Yeti trait that freezes all the enemies, right? At the start of battle, enemies are afflicted with frozen if all of the creatures in your party are Yetis. And that is the sigil of the Yeti. Okay. So maybe we're not gonna add that to our party. That's fine. Because it feels like that one's a bit harder. Like, we can still add that trait to our party. And then freeze the enemies like one by one, right? We could do it like that, but hopefully we're not gonna need to. There's a couple other spell gems that we need, which is the other Nether Stone we added. One of the things it does is it increases the damage that enemies take based on how many sorcery creatures you have, more than what the enemy has. So obviously the best case scenario is you have 6 sorcery creatures, enemies have 0. Now we do not have 6 sorcery creatures in our party. But there's one thing we could do is we can change our classes. Let me see. There's a spell that allows you to change your class. Well, I mean, we can just do what's it called? Morph sorcery. Yeah, morph. I don't know. I don't know why I was struggling to get that morph sorcery. But then there's another spell that allows you to change enemy classes. I think, is it called Defy Light? Hang on. Defy Light. Enemy classes are changed to death. There's also Condemn Light. Enemy classes are changed to life. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters which of the two we get. I guess we'll just get Condemn Light just because it's higher up on the list. And we need Morph Sorcery. So in a pinch, what we could do is we could cast this spell, turn all of our creatures into sorcery, cast Defy Light, turn all of our creatures into... Well, before we do any of that, there's another spell gem that I wanted to fix. I wanted to enchant the... this blank slate, give it a death transformation. And you know what, let's even give it extra charges, why not? Because I am going to equip this spell gem on Friden. I'm also gonna give you Defy Light, but before that let me upgrade that. Where is it? Condemn Light, sorry. Let's enchant that. I'm also gonna make it generous. I'm also gonna give it more charges, but we've got to give it a death transformation. And I'm gonna give you a pump drill. Alright. So, socket into this, pump drill. And I'm also gonna give him Morph Sorcery. So, let's upgrade that spell. The one that we just got. I guess I could have just used that. I'll just use this one. You know what? I'll level this one up because we'll probably need more of them for other parties. So let me then enchant the sorcery morph. More charges. Sure, I'll give it a death transform, and I'll make it generous. And we now have that. Okay, and now we have room to equip other spells. So, because there's no good spell that we can put on our mimics to freeze our enemies, it's only just like 50% chance of frozen, that kind of thing. We might end up adding that, but before we do any of that, let's just... You know what, one thing we should add is we should get Archangel's Blessing. And Life Orb. Just so we have some sort of resurrections, right? And we'll upgrade both of these, and we'll give them... Death transfer. I could just use this, but I think I might have scavenged this from another build, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. Life Orb. We already have a fully upgraded Life Orb, and now I guess we have another one. So let's socket these. Archangel's Blessing. Cast twice is good. Class swap death. Actually, no. Well, maybe, you know what? Yeah, we'll have it cast twice. We've got to give it a death class swap. And more charges, I guess. Or make it generous. Make it generous. And Life Orb. It's one of those spells that does not have a lot of charges, which is why it's very important to make it generous. Sorry, I was just getting a spam call on my phone. Yeah, remember the days when if you were getting a phone call, it meant that there was a person that wanted to talk to you? Like, what a crazy dystopia we live in. It's like, when did... Like, I remember when I was young, or even not that young, but even as, like, in my 20s, right? Like, when you were getting a call, it meant that... It meant something. Like, and now I don't think I've answered the phone in months, because everybody I speak to either just, like, we talk on WhatsApp, or, like other platforms. I don't think I've gotten a direct phone call. Well, I mean, I guess I've gotten phone calls from my dentist. That doesn't really count, because they're just confirming appointments, right? But, like, if you were getting a call, it meant that somebody was trying to talk to you. Well, but, like, the only calls I've gotten from numbers that I don't already have saved, they're just all spam. Like, when did this happen? When did the world turn into this? Anyway, this isn't... Let's not go down this rabbit hole, because if we start listing all the problems that there are in today's world, it would change the tone of this video quite drastically. So I think we don't really need a third spell jump for that. We'll just equip these spells on you. Archangel's Blessing is good. Life Orb is good. Now, about 25 minutes into the episode. Wow. 25 minutes into the episode. We're finally gonna go into our first realm. And we need to do it on instability because we are still trying to fill up our Goblet of Trials. Yes. But luckily, just one more realm, and then I can switch back to the Dream Trade, and I can switch back to instability 0. But for now, let's do it like this. Random realm. Yeah, we're not gonna have that much time, but I think we will have enough time to just make it to the next false god. Alright. What are we dealing with? And I'm not bothering to, like, reroll. Fuck off! Another extra crate round. Get the fuck this nonsense, man. Just. And protected creatures. Yeah, okay. Okay, game. Get fucked, man. These guys are just the absolute worst. Extra traits, and the first creatures we find are protected. Alright. We gotta find... Gotta find some skulls. Is that a skull? That is a skull. That's also a skull. Hey, the goblet is full. We're gonna leave it uncollected. We're gonna save it for when the Rune of Prophecies is asking us. So we found the skulls, but we have not found the Master of the Realm. Oh, look at that. They had the Malice Harpy trait. It's irrelevant to this party. With our animator, when enemies had the Malice Harpy, we would immediately start doing corpse explosions. For this party, it doesn't really matter because we're doing percentage damage. The enemy could have... Hello, what's this? Let me just screenshot this, because... It's a decent rarity, but it's got nothing useful on it. Yeah, for this party, we're doing percentage damage. It doesn't matter if there's one enemy, if there's 6 enemies. It doesn't matter if the enemy has 100 health or 1 billion health. As long as their health isn't... Fuck these guys. See the nonsense you have to deal with if you play on instability? Like, what? Why can we not hit these? Why are we, hang on, I don't want to... Why is Blight not doing damage to these guys? Less indirect... Fuck off, man. Less indirect damage and less damage dealt. But fuck these guys, man. Fuck this nonsense. Yeah, as long as the math is in your favor, but if you... These guys... Fuck these guys, man. They've got to... Dude, let me take a turn. They're just wasting the turns of all of my creatures. Oh my god, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Fuck off, man. Fuck off, dude. Oh my god. Ugh. Fuck this guy. And killing him hasn't even removed the trait. Alright. Oh my god, are you serious? Fuck off. Oh, get absolutely fucked. Come on. Get fucked. I didn't even need to fight these guys. It's just nemesis creatures. Whatever. Yeah, realm instability not worth it, unless for some reason I don't know, unless you just wanna. I don't even know. That has kind of spoiled my mood a little bit. We're not handing in the Goblet of Trials, obviously, because we're just holding on to it. And we're just going to do instability 0 from now on. Do we need to do Riddle Dwarves? We don't. Holy White is life. All of the other whites are dead. Death? That one white is life. So now that we're on instability 0, which is how I would prefer to play, because like so much nonsense happens with instability, and it is just not worth it. Just play on 0 instability, get your achievements done. The only reason to play on high instability would be finding cards. But we found all the cards. We're still waiting for the next update to come, which will allow you to find extra cards, which will improve your stats. We don't even care about most of our stats, but one of the stats you can boost via cards is health, which right now is sitting at a flat 20% for 200 cards. So like if you found another 100 health cards, then that would take that from 20 to 30. But like even a percentage point increase would, like, it would matter, right? It would result in situations where, you know, if we were excuse me, if we were 1 HP away, or like 1 sliver of health away from killing the enemy, then they would die instead of surviving for one extra one frustratingly close to getting killed but not quite, and then taking an extra turn, you know, situation. Anyway, it will hand in our pilgrimage, but I need to track down the master of the realm. Who could be in a couple different places. And he's right there. Not sure what. Hang on, why did the enemies die? Because it didn't seem like we cast Blight. Did we? Oh, no. They were trying to heal themselves. That must have been why. Because we didn't cast Fermented Hops. They must have been trying to heal themselves, and then they just died. That's kind of funny. All right. We don't need to do anything with this. We're close to finishing that. We're close to finishing this. We'll fight some death creatures on the way. I should have started a hunt mission. That's on me. I fucked that up. And now it's a bit too late. Yeah, I'm doing I should have done a hunt instead of a raid, but I didn't read the Rune of Prophecies carefully enough. So that's on me. And I said I'd summon death creatures, and then I promptly forgot. I'm still got a bit of a lingering ill will in my system from how annoying that previous realm was. Alright. Alright. So because of the way we've arranged our spells, it looks like we are seeing the Guardian Force animation every time, which is slowing us down a little bit, but it's better this way because I think it ensures that the spell is cast every time. Because if we did it the other way around, I don't think this spell would be cast every single time. And regardless, at a certain point, once we get all of our defense done, we will just never have to deal with that ever again. Speaking of which, how is that going? Let's look at our... Sorry. Our battle achievements. Hey, we're at 57,000, so I think we're getting pretty good progress on that. Alright, so let's get our pilgrimage done. Start a new pilgrimage. 73 is our lowest, so go Tauren, leaving our Rune of Prophecies because we've already done this one. And yeah, let's just go to our next realm. We've got Vexed, which hopefully he's not immune to indirect damage, but we'll find out soon. Okay, come on, let's get this. Let's get this. Let's lock in and have a nice, productive episode. Venedon is the caustic reactor. Right. Smash all this stuff. And all we need to do for this realm is to take out the Nether boss, and of course we gotta find our master. Avoiding unnecessary combat. That's our master. Seems that blight damage bypasses shelled, which is interesting. Oh, now I'm not complaining. We completed the mini quest for the realm. I'll summon a few chaos creatures just to get us a bit closer towards completing that Rune of Prophecies objective. Alright. Take out the Nether boss. Powerful adversary. Alright. Alright, let me actually test something. I'm gonna go back home. Actually, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait until we have to go back home for some other reason. Just to be a bit efficient. Let's look at Rune of Prophecies. We can hand it in, but let's complete this and then one more key forge for when we have to hand in the next key forge. I think that's when we'll 2 forge missions, 2 raid missions. What a horrible Rune of Prophecies this one was. Alright. I don't really want to fight champion creatures, but there's no getting around these guys. Also, let me turn my browser off. I think it's slowing things down. Yeah, champion creatures force you to take 1 extra turn to kill them. Nope, easy. Wait, hang on, what? Oh. Alright, let's go to a new realm. Sounds good to me. We're still on the hunt for the last 2 rare masters. What do we need? We need to find spheres. These spheres? Yeah. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, easy. Easy. Hey, look, we're gonna get buried treasure. And that's gonna complete that Rune of Prophecies objective. Not sure why you killed yourself. You were probably trying to heal, I imagine. Oh, 1 hit killed because of something that the realm gave us. Okay. Makes sense. Easy does it. I guess I shouldn't be picking those up because 1 hit kills actually slow it down for us because the enemy getting killed has its own separate animation, its own separate action, and then we kill the entire party, so it would be quicker if the enemy didn't die at the beginning and then we just had us wiping out the enemies. Alright. But we still have not found the masters, so we gotta keep looking. I'm gonna leave that. Hey, Compton Grove Tender. Actually, no, I wanna switch to the Dream Shade. I wanna switch to the Dream Shade because I just want to go in alphabetical order. So when we get back home, there's still no reason to go back home. The Dream Shade achievement, that's just for my own like OCD preferences. I like to do things in order. Where's the master? Must be in the one place we haven't looked at. We haven't looked yet. The one big room. Watcher master. I will kill the dumpling because we do actually have some benefit to killing dumplings. Let me just check. Are we ready to summon another regular dumpling yet, or no? We are ready. Hang on. So I should summon a dumpling. But I'll wait until I have some other reason to head back home, just because I don't want to break the flow of us getting through these realms nice and quick. Nice. And we're making good Rune of Prophecies progress. How's it looking now? 3 lines. We can definitely do better. In fact, we're gonna get this. At some point, we're gonna get that. We're gonna miss out on 1 line on account of me not doing the hunt mission. What is stopping us from doing Keyforge? Oh, we just need to finish this realm. Okay. Looking much better now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can get 1 more line out of this, and then we'll hand it in. Gotta find statues in this realm. Is this a statue? It's not. Is this a statue? It's not. Hey, Nether Realm. Hey, Crispy! Found treasure. And we're a loser. Okay. So, the way it works is each time you go, you have a 1 in 3 chance of... oh, that was a statue? You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting a... Maybe it's not 1 in 3, maybe it's 2 in 3, or maybe the odds are... Maybe the odds change every time. But you have a chance of getting treasure, or you have a chance of... Well, the way he says it, if you find a note that says you suck, then the game ends. You keep going, so you either find lots of treasure in a row, or, you know, you find the note, and then it's over. I guess they were trying to heal, and then that just killed them. It's kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, so we have a project to hand in. But I need to do 1 more project. Are we on the verge of completing anything else? Assassination, I would very much like to save... A raid mission, okay. Raid mission, alright. Because I was going to say, I would very much like to hold off on doing the assassination, or handing in the assassination mission until we have another Rune of Prophecies. Alright. Alright. Let's head home. And I think we might have our False God fight coming up. How deep? We're still at under an hour. So even though we started this episode very late, even though like we had about 25 minutes of just tinkering around with our build, and even though we had that 1 realm that was really annoying, we nevertheless get through things pretty quickly. Let me just do a bit of this. Raid mission. Keyforge mission is good, because that's going to complete a whole bunch of things for us. Unfortunately, the hunt is going to remain uncompleted. But this Rune of Prophecies now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. which is now going to be handed in. 7 lines. Okay, evidently I cannot count. New Rune of Prophecies is asking us to hand in our Goblet of Trials. Let's see what else it's asking us. To do 1 training mission. Noted. Let's do the gambling. Ooh, and an assassination mission, which we can hand in very quickly. So this could be a pretty good Rune of Prophecies for us. We're gonna have to hand in our Goblet of Trials. And we're gonna have to see what Doombringer, Mime, or Fanatic. I think Doombringer is already done. Doombringer is done. So Mime, Fanatic, I think. We'll switch to a Fanatic. That does mean that we're gonna have to figure out our anointment situation. Voracity and Worldbreaker, right. Station, we're gonna switch to the Fanatic. We're gonna have to change our party, and we're gonna have to change our anointments. So burn their corpses, Firestarter we need. We need Voracity. Well, let's do it like that. A Brewmaster's Handshake. We could get rid of Brewmaster's Handshake potentially. But I like having the option to cast Fermented Hops manually. You know what? Can we get rid of Brewmaster's Handshake? And let me put Singleton. Yeah, let's try it like that. And then I gotta change my creatures. Swap to Blight Mark II. And there was another thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to go to my spell gems. If I swap, if I put Fermented Hops ahead of Guardian Force, all of the mimics, will they still cast it? We've got to fight against Saint Althea coming up. I'm gonna roll it until we get... I'm not dealing with extra trait nonsense. We'll leave it like this. And we'll take this fight. Wait. We got our projects to set. Keyforge. And what do we need to do for this mission? Or for this Rune of Prophecies? No other specific projects. Other than an assassination mission, which is gonna happen pretty quickly. We'll do the gambling when we get back from this mission. And a training mission, which I think we're already doing. Yeah, okay, good. So we'll just do, I don't know, whatever raid. It's good to have all 3 projects running. Alright. Random Realm, 355 bonus. Let's see what it's like. Alright. So it does show the icon. So let's take a look at how many defends we have. 225 is the last three digits. 57225. So that's a bit of a problem. If we don't kill them instantly, then our macro... then we cannot cast the spell manually. So now we're at 231, but that time it did show that. We need to wait for... hang on. Chance to resist damage is really annoying. Oh my god, okay. Man, I'm trying to run an experiment here and these guys are just... with 6 enemies in the party, the chances are very high that at least one of them is going to resist your damage. I need to... God, it's not going to be possible because I'm going to have to every single time keep track of this. It's 43 this time. The first battle we got into, the animation didn't happen, but then I also... Okay, this time it didn't happen. So if it goes from 43 to 49... Oh, we've got to go to achievements, battle... It went from 43 to 49. So it looks like not having the animation for Guardian Force... Fucking what? Ah, fuck these guys, man. Ah, fucking... awful, miserable realm properties. Regalis rules over Arachnid Nest. Yeah, I'm not happy with the losing my ability to cast spells manually, because that. You know what? There's an easy way to fix this. Let me go to my, let me go to my sign macro. Let me add a thing. Hang on a second. Let me go to my macros. Edit this macro. Add a line. If this creature is alive, attack a random enemy. Let's see if that fixes it, or if it just gets stuck on the unresolvable first line. We should not summon enemies because this is a false god realm. This is gonna be a good chance. It does go to the next line. That's good. That's good. Hey, how's it going, Saint Althea? You know what? There's a better way. No, let's not complicate things. I was gonna say, instead of attacking a random enemy, you cast Wormhole on one of the other mimics, and then they'll have their start of turn casts of fermented hops, and then Mimic 1 would summon Mimic 2, Mimic 2 would summon Mimic 3, Mimic 3 would go all the way and cast Wormhole back on Mimic 1, and it would just cycle endlessly. It would be hilarious, but it would mean I would have to have 3 different versions of the macro, one for each Mimic, because each one of them would be bringing a different creature back. This might be something I'll do off screen for tomorrow's mini episode, and then I'll show you if I do it. I'll show you the macro in action. I'll probably end up doing it because it seems like a fun thing. Just a fun thing to do in this game, right? Just to have a bit of fun, you know? Now what we gotta do is just head home. I'm just breaking all of this stuff because why not? We'll do our gambling. And then we will call it good. Okay. I guess we could do the mini quest for the realm. Get us a bit of extra favor with Tauren. And now let's just head home. Oh no, I'm at the wrong thing. Here's how we head home. Hand in our assassination. Start a new assassination. Freak stake. What was this assassination against? It was a masochist freak. Okay. So an assassination against masochist was what we were on. Are there any other masochists that we need? No. Sabertooth Manticore we have 0 for, so I think that's the next logical one. Let's start another, do we need to kill a specific false god? We don't. So I'm just gonna keep doing Saint Althea. I want to exhaust her anointment pool. Let me just check something first. So Saint Althea has Cleric, Fanatic, Paladin, Shadowbringer. So let's look at how many anointments we have left for each of those. Cleric is very close to being finished. Fanatic is just straight up finished. That's awesome. Paladin and Shadowbringer. Paladin has many things left. Shadowbringer has many things left. Okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. That's okay. Yeah, sorry, I was having a weird mental blank for some reason. The reason I want to get Saint Althea done is just because she's annoying to fight with other parties just because of her weird blight gimmick. Any party that depends on increasing your health, it's awkward because you've got to equip a very specific Shadowbringer anointment just to fight her, and it's a whole thing. So yeah, I'll do the gambling off screen because there's no reason to see it. There's also I've got to get rid of the Nether Stones. No reason to drag out the episode with all of that. So what I'll do is we'll end things right now. Let's reflect on what was accomplished for this episode. We got another achievement for winning a few rounds as the Grove Tender, you know. We're gonna slowly start chipping away at all these character achievements. We also, I think, established that if the animation if the animation for Guardian Force doesn't go off, you still get the extra defense, so that's fine. But one thing that I don't think will happen is if you had other spells that you were depending on casting after defend, like if you had a spell that was like, you know, 30% chance to cast after creature defense, I don't think those will happen if the animation doesn't play properly. At least that's my understanding of it. But we don't have spells like that in our build right now, so all we care about is the defense. So for us, it doesn't really matter. But just putting that out there, because other people do really use that aspect of the game, having spells cast automatically on defend and provoke, and I think that would require the animation to happen. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, all I want to do is I want to get these 100,000 defense done, and then never defend again for the rest of the game. So for us, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's I think that's gonna be it. We didn't find any of our rare masters. We're still missing the constructs and the god spawns. One more time each, and that'll wrap that up. But it could take a while. But yeah, next episode is gonna be a mini episode where I just run through, kill a couple false gods, and see what happens. And yeah, we're gonna call things good. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you had a good time. Hope I'll see you in the next one. And until then, take care.